Okay, we're going to get started. I'd say just we have questions here. Coach Helfrich doesn't have any that I'm aware of lengthy statements to give you first. So, question from Warren.
Coach, what are you most looking forward to this weekend? Just in preparations from your team and how they'll respond in game one.
What am I most looking forward to?
Yeah.
Game one. I think our guys have done a really good job of being in the moment. That's what we talk about all the time. Of if like we had a great, for us, a Wednesday practice today. We're kind of on a odd schedule this week, just giving them a little bonus day here at the end. But have a great Wednesday. Take advantage of this, and then next Wednesday have a better Wednesday. As far as the first game, there's obviously some anxiety of some of these guys that haven't played in this situation before. But I think by and large our preparation has been really good, and now we just have to go out and play.
Okay, Rick.
I was just going to ask, each coach's mantra is each year is a new team. And so with a new team this year, how much difference do you see in the personality and how it's coming together than perhaps in years past? And how much of that was a conscious effort on your part as new head coach?
Zero as far as a conscious effort. I think the personality of your team is certainly a combination of the coaching staff, which in our case is very similar, and then your leaders. And we lost a lot of vocal leaders when you're talking about Deion Jordan and Michael Clay and some of those guys that seems like have been here for forever. Kenyon Bonner offensively. There's a different personality, and so now you've got Taylor Hart and Tony Washington, Wade Kaliikipi on defense, and Ifo, Marcus and Hronis and Josh Huff on offense, and so the voices are a little bit different. But in general, and on purpose, is we want it to be very similar. The personality might be different, but the culture is the same.
How are you dealing with the extra day? How have you laid out practice to account that extra day?
Yeah, we're just having kind of a bonus Thursday day, and so we use that partially as a cleanup game plan, partially as start to get our legs back type of a day, and then we'll be in our normal Friday, Saturday routine on Friday and Saturday.
Tomorrow and Thursday might be kind of similar.
Yes and no. It's a different day for us, which is a little bit odd as far as routine, but get a chance to polish up the game plan while simultaneously getting our legs back 100%.
Brian, did you have a question? No, sure. You don't have to.
Who's texting someone?
Mark, no, I'm just did you ever dream? I know you dreamed about being the next Roger Staubach. Did you ever dream about this moment on Saturday, stepping on the field as a head coach from major college football?
I don't think I ever did dream about that, and I know that makes some people mad. I got yelled at the other day for saying that wasn't my dream, but I remember drawing up. I always listened to Bill Schonely on the radio, with the Blazers, and drawing up inbounds plays and stuff like that. That was the closest I ever came to thinking of kind of coaching at the dream of it stage. But obviously, yeah, I think everybody's excited and excited for our guys first and foremost.
The last 6 months or so, which of your peers has given you the best advice?
Which of my peers has given me the best advice? I've gotten a lot of great advice. Some solicited, some not. But no, I've obviously talked to all the guys that have built it here, Coach Bellotti, Coach Brooks, and Chip extensively. They've been awesome. And then there's a couple of guys that I've certainly leaned on through the years and gotten some advice.
You mentioned the leadership voices, Marcus being one of them, and at Pac-12 me today, you told me that that was one of the things that you wanted Marcus to work on was his vocalization and his leadership. So my question is, how is that coming along for him? Great. Marcus has been both as a player and a leader. He's had an outstanding camp, and excited to see him, display that hopefully for many years to come. And he and another guy that's been really, really good this fall has been DeAnthony. DeAnthony's never been a vocal guy before. He's done a really good job with our younger guys. But yeah, Marcus, we tried a couple things that I did with Andrew Walter at Arizona State. Andrew was very similar to Marcus in terms of he's a great, outstanding person, character, everything you want everybody else to be, but never said a word. And so, tried to really to jumpstart that, and Andrew turned into a great leader, and Marcus has done the same.
Jerry?
Mark, what adjustments will you have to make from being upstairs where you see so much to being down on the field now?
I'm just thinking of another piece of advice I got from somebody else that I was laughing about that I can't repeat, but it's just a different. I mean, it's literally that dumb of an answer. It's a different viewpoint, different angle. You're, you're more looking in the eye and seeing guys that are tired or frustrated or happy or sad or whatever it may be. More emotional, on the sideline than upstairs. It's more of a, it's a comfortable environment from a from a all that is from an emotional standpoint. Although it can still be very emotional, but. Yeah, I mean it's just a different angle. Be able to talk to guys more, look people in the eye more. But as far as feeling how the defense is playing an offense or that kind of thing, I think it's just a different angle.
You can rely more on your coaches upstairs to feed you that information.
Yeah, I mean you can still see it. I mean you can still see how a team is whatever it is, rotating the secondary or playing the front. It's just a matter of kind of creating the angle.
Vice versa, that did you give Scott any one piece of advice that you stress the most about when you're upstairs looking at all 22? Here's what helped you the most.
Yeah, we talked about that kind of stuff a ton. One specific thing, attack, go fast.
How much different will the Anthony's role be? Will you feature him more out of the backfield traditionally, or is it more the same?
That'll be ongoing. He's obviously a guy that we need the ball in his hands. He's a phenomenal athlete. Made an unbelievable catch today in practice that just flashed my mind when you said that. And his versatility is just building, which is good as a returner, route runner, learning multiple positions, all the things that he's done, pretty well. He's really polishing up, which is great to see. That's what, obviously what you want.
Do you feel like you have a thunder lightning type thing in the backfield with the different guys?
I'm not a good nickname guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I mean, more some power guys, some fast guys.
I hope they score. I hope that's their nicknames. Those guys that score.
Rick, just curious, after having been on the offensive side of the ball most of your career, and now you're kind of looking over everybody's shoulder, how much time this spring or this fall have you spent watching the defense, working with Nick and Don and the defensive guys, or have you just pretty much let them run it as they have?
Yeah, very, very little. The only time that that we even talk is from a personnel standpoint. It's hey, how much we can use player A? Should we redshirt player B? How about this kid? He can play two positions, three. What those types of big picture things, and obviously you're making sure in every phase you're sound. You can substitute. You can all those things that kind of go into just the big picture management side of things. But those guys are experts. They've done a great job. I'm not in there teaching Ron Aiken how to two gap.
Any other questions? Andrew?
Nick was saying that Nichols, the quarterback, is kind of TBA at this point.
Right.
And obviously there's not much film, there's no film from this season. How have you gone about your career preparing for someone with a faceless opponent?
And that's really how we try to approach everybody. Other than you've got some more data, you've got some more hard data of this team does this X, Y, and Z % of the time, and so we talk about them once and we move. From the standpoint of a first game, you play to your strengths. You go with what you think is sound, what you've been best at throughout fall camp. They're going to be different year to year. We're going to be different year to year. Play to your strengths and hope that Bobby Aber doesn't show up and play.
The few times you've seen now, what stands out as their strength?
Defensively, they're very multiple. They can confuse you. Up front, they play an unconventional style that can cause you some problems just being outnumbered in certain situations, and that's of a huge that's a concern. Identify the front and communicate it.
Molly?
Back here, Mark.
Molly?
You've been through this before. You've had first games of the season your entire career as a player and as an assistant, and now as a head coach. Are there different emotions? Is there a giddiness or a renewed excitement?
I'm sure there will be. I'm excited to go out to practice, and I love that part of it. I love competition of game day. I love the way we play. There's a lot of game day adjustments, of stuff that you're counterpunching or trying to look ahead or whatever it may be, and that's fun if you're the third string manager, in my opinion, and so we're excited to go as a unit, as a team, as a group, and we're ramping up to that day.
Warren?
Mark, kind of along that same line, as a head coach, you have a lot more responsibilities. How have you found, how much of a challenge has it been to manage your time with the media, with practice, with watching tape, and everything that goes into being a head coach?
Lean on a bunch of great people. We have an incredible support staff here, led, of course, by Dave Williford and everybody else. But I mean, in all seriousness, our support people are so good. When you have 100% trust, faith, and confidence in your staff, that's a huge deal. And I can't imagine going to school Q and starting over. That's tough. And so, do we have different expectations? Absolutely. Do we have a different culture? Definitely, and I say that in a positive way. But yeah, all that stuff is just kind of it's a different 1, 2, 3, 4 when you come to work every day than score points or whatever that may have been.
Rick, just a quick question. Any game day superstitions or routines that you follow, or any that perhaps might have to change because you're going to be
boring. No, the only game day tradition I have is I call my brother every time we get to the stadium, wherever we are. So right when we arrive on site, that will continue. But other than that, no.
How'd that develop?
Just did it one day, and then we kind of said, "Hey, we should do this all the time." And yeah.
One more question.
Good story, huh?
One more.
What do you guys talk about, Coach, when you talk to your brother?
The media. We talk about the media. I don't know. Talk about Coos Bay. The great things in life.
Well, okay, Andrew. Thank you.